everyone. Welcome to a new batch of my tutorials. I know I did some last year, during the year, but I felt that they weren't good enough with the high standard, so I archived them. They're in my YouTube videos, so if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find them there. Like before, this is my website. I've done a little changes. I actually deleted the videos. This one will be held here. This series won't be about modeling or actual making any kind of models, but what we'll be doing is giving you like tips, and stuff on how to improve your modeling skills and your 3D skills. This will be aimed at more of a intermediate kind of skill level, so you'll have to know the basics of how to create models and UV map and all that series in my previous tutorials, which can be located on my YouTube channel. Now I will do something today. It won't be much. It'll be something quick, something basic. This is what this series is all about, giving you a good tip on a certain tool or a certain aspect of 3D development that could help you in the future. So today I'll be showing you how to develop models more efficiently and more quicker, and also a little advice as well and stuff like that. Okay, so first of all, today I won't be showing you how to make a more interesting scene with your work in progress. That'll be later series, but this thing that I'm going to show you is a quite good tip. It's how to generate a 3D model more quicker. First of all, as you know, you can create a model by using these presets here, or go into create polygon primitives. Some people draw their own depending on what it is. If it's a head, you can do a solid profile and draw the outline, then work out that way. I always start from a basic primitive, but that's my style. Everyone has their own style. So if you click on a cube, for instance, as you've got a basic cube here, what I tend to do, right, if I know it's going to be a generic kind of object or creature, whatever you're developing, I always cut it in half first. So I do this by deleting this half, and I've got half here. I do have. You had to excuse me, my May is kind of messed up a little, and it shows me certain faces, but I'm looking into how to solve that, so bear in mind. I always go to duplicate special instance, so it'll be like a copy paste linked, so no matter what you do on your original, it will also happen to your copy as well. For instance, now this is where it gets a little tricky, because you got to think, you want to offset to what it is. So depending on what is the object will affect these numbers. So I always click apply to make sure it's correct. As you can see, this is correct. To make sure it's the correct direction, which is, as you can see, the dot is highlighted on both sides, so it's done it correctly. And as you can see, as you move a corner of the cube, it updates on the other side of the cube as well. This makes it quicker for you to create models and assets, because you can quickly, you know, you don't have to do half as much as work. You don't have to like move this one, then move that corner with it, or select all the corners. You know, you just select 2 of these faces and bam. You know, it's more quicker, it's more efficient. Also, here's another tip for you. Some people have different workflows. Mine always work with a cube first, then build upwards and outwards. Some build the actual dimensions first, then cut into it. So depending on your workflow, this will improve it. Depending on your workflow, different people have different workflows. So one thing I will always say: never start big. Always start with a basic shape first. If you start with a basic shape first, you can get the outline of whatever you're developing quicker. You know, look how it is to deform the cube just from basic, you know, vertices. You know, it's so quick. If I return it back to a cube, now some people, to iterate the point I'm proving on that side of it, is if you have where is it? Insert edge loop. I'll go into this later on in a series talking about edge loops. There's certain tips I can show you about that. But let's say, for instance, there's 5. Oh, I know. I got a better way to iterate it. I just thought of something quicker. I'm the person that thinks quick. Now, as you can see from the previously, I cut it in half by put an extra division in the width. You must do this kind of data first before you do anything, any kind of extruding or anything, because as soon as you extrude it out, it loses that menu. For instance, if I go to extrude, that's because it's been cut in half. Let's do this here. There. Let's say I've done it like that. Now, when you click on the actual asset, what happened? Even though you still have this menu, as soon as you change any of the data, look at what it did to it. Completely messed up. Even if I turn this back to 1, it messes it up completely. So it's always best to start with something the basic information. So if you know you're going to have a set amount of edge loops and a certain amount of faces to begin with, do it that way. So to iterate my point, what I was saying earlier about always start with a basic shape first, the basic geometry first, before getting to the detailing. If I rack this up to 10 and then 10, it's a little screwed up here due to me cutting it up in half. So it's going to have an open edge at one point, but that doesn't matter. If you look here, just by doing this, you know, if you're modeling from what you already got, you got to polypull each face to the actual design you're looking for, and look how much time it takes to even change the geometry, you know. So just by changing it back to 1 by 1, you know, start with something basic. Oh, I know where I went wrong. At least that's a 2, that's a 1. And always when you return back to the default values that you had, always remember what you put, like that. Another advantage of having 2 of the duplicate specials like that is with the UVs. When you UV map, if I open the UV mapping, you only got half of the geometry. This means that whether it's on this side will also appear this side, but backwards. Always remember it will be backwards. This can be advantage and disadvantage. What I tend to do is build it first this way, and then join it back up to form a whole shape, and then UV map. I'll get into more, advice on UV mapping as the series go along, and as I'm working, I don't know how many times a week or how often I'll do these tutorials, so keep updated on my website, my Twitter account, my LinkedIn, or all my social media, and you'll get some really good, interesting tips. Another thing to look out for when you're doing this kind of modelling, as you can tell, you'll have symmetry. If you want something asymmetrical or something that's unique, you have to join it up after then. UV map it, then join it up, UV map it, then change the details, because then it won't look the same. I mean, for an object, like a lamp or some simple like a box, or a plate, something that's generic and it's going to be the same all right through. This is a wonderful technology, technique, because you can just wrap them out as quick as you can, get your scene filled up with the generic stuff first before going into the more asymmetrical, organic kind of stuff like wood and plants and stuff. As you probably can tell by my portfolio, I am more objects related, but these tips do help in organic matter as well. So no matter what you're doing, do follow me, and thank you for watching.